Hello everybody, welcome back to Collector Gaming, and today is going to be a darker video because of the topic you would have seen by the title. I'm going to be discussing the Liam Payne tragedy. There's not really any way to kind of sugarcoat it. He died. It's weird, this year's been like a very hectic year, not just for people turning into like pedophiles all of a sudden, but for just like dying. I don't know, I feel like we just had a lot more notable people die. But yeah, I just want not only do I want to talk about like how sad it is and how sudden it is and how weird it is, because he had a lot of potential. He was still very young, mind you, but obviously there were some allegations against him recently before his death, including allegations of pedophilia, which I could be wrong on, but I have seen articles that talk about that, so I shouldn't be wrong, unless people are yapping. And most notably the ones made by his ex-girlfriend, I believe. So you have that. Obviously he left behind a son, I believe, with and the son's mother. And on top of that, I don't think the autopsy's been released. I don't think we know like how he died. I don't think people know, but however, either it be suicide or accidental, rest in peace Liam Payne. Obviously I've been seeing some of the insensitive jokes on TikTok, and obviously that's okay to everybody that didn't know Liam Payne, or that maybe wasn't a fan, and even fans of him were making things about him, which was weird. It just shows like people on the internet are so used to negativity and dark themes all the time that it just the news doesn't strike as it used to. Like back when Robin Williams died, it was massive, and rightfully so. He was an icon, a treasure, who took his life, unfortunately. But people don't. But now it's all different. The whole kind of reaction of it is different. It's like, oh well, if I didn't know that person, then I don't really care, or maybe even make a joke about it on TikTok. And it's sad to see the world that comes to that, because it's so dark. And I think it's a bad habit, because like you'll think, oh, the one-off joke's alright, but it feeds into your brain that is okay. Like your brain is intaking stimuli all the time, it's intaking knowledge all the time, and as powerful as it is, your brain can be easily tricked. So if you tell a joke, you could trick your brain into thinking that you find that okay, and that could like obviously poison your soul. It sounds like really dramatic, and you're probably thinking, oh, quit the yap, but it's true. If you do that stuff once, and even for obviously 10 times, your brain's going to get used to it, and you're going to start to think that's okay. And then even down to the point when one of your own family members might die, and you might just treat it as a joke. You might go onto TikTok and go, oh, guess whose granddad just had a heart attack and died. And then they're like, this guy, and then everybody in the comments like, oh you devil. And it's just obviously again, you probably get, just to reiterate, you're probably going to be like, oh well, that's really dramatic and won't happen. Well, I don't know, it makes sense to probably not be joking about this type of stuff, especially when Liam's son is going to grow up later on and look on social media and probably see how people reacted to his father's death, and that's just dark. It is really dark. You wouldn't want people clowning on your family member if that happened, and if you wouldn't mind or would even like to see people clown on your family member's demise, you are weird and you have problems and should be checked out. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Rest in peace to Liam Payne. Obviously, I'd be lying if I didn't, state that I didn't laugh at some of the jokes, because I did, unfortunately. Some of the jokes were funny, And I was like, oh fuck, that's pretty funny to be fair. I had a bit of a chuckle, but I don't condone the joking. I think it's very nasty. But yeah, hope you have a good day, and don't be toxic. Be good, I beg.